Otaku Bubble Talk Show. And now your hosts, Aaron and Colin.
Alright, so Pokemon Go.
Yo, I'm level 5, man. Fuck yeah, Team Valor. Hell, I'm gonna see if there's any Pokestops.
Mystics for life.
something, Team Instinct.
Okay, no, but I remember on like episode 1 of this podcast,
Yeah.
we were like, oh, it'll probably be successful or whatever,
Yeah.
and we weren't 100% sure. I don't think we ever expected it to blow up this hard.
I thought it was just like, yeah, it's gonna be Pokemon Go.
Because in between last podcast and this podcast, Pokemon Go launched in the US.
Launched in the US.
And then, like, people, like, ninjas were trying to, like, do it over here in Canada. And, like, and like, Nintendo's actually started banning people, allegedly. Like, I've been looking on NeoGAF, and apparently people are getting banned for, like, doing it early or whatever. I don't know.
Starting from other servers?
Yeah, because now in Canada, it's officially launched or whatever. And fuck it, I guess we'll just hit off a docket story.
You know what sucks? Not having data. Fuck's sake, can't play for shit unless I have my mom's like hotspot on. God damn it. To take 2 phones with me. But yo, okay, you know the park right down my
let's not be specific with this.
Right down like Major Mackenzie's.
Yeah, I know.
Major Mackenzie's like
Major Mackenzie's a huge street.
you know, like okay, the park right.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking.
There is 6 Pokestops there. I went there last night at like 8, and there was like 50 people.
And it's like the Yakuza games where the Kamurocho gang's out, and I'm like, yo, Team Mystic, bro. What the fuck are these Valor fuckers doing on our turf? Get the fuck out of here.
It's just gonna be like, our neighborhood's gonna be divided into like, just rift wars.
And here's where the Omi Alliance hangs out. I mean the Valor team.
No.
Like, you can just apply, like, Yakuza logic, like, from the video games into this. Like, people are just gonna start taking off their shirts, like, they're gonna take off their whole suits, like, in one swift motion, and they've got a giant Articuno tattoo on their back.
Oh my god. We're actually just gonna, like, start getting people like Team Rocket.
Dude, Team Rocket's legit. Like, have you heard about like how in like certain places in the States people have been like sitting outside of Pokestops and mugging people. And it's just like, what the fuck?
Dude, they know. Oh my god, I was watching someone and there's just like there was like one Pokestop that was like in the middle of nowhere. It was 12 a.m. and like no one was around us. They were just like it's like thunderstorming.
Yeah.
And, like terrible weather. And then there's just like one car parked just right there. It's like, yo, that guy's playing Pokemon Go. They go out the road down the road like, yo, you picking Pokemon Go? It's like, yeah. It's like, yo shit, he's like 50. What the This is this old man sitting in the middle of a rainstorm.
Okay, but it's like you've got an inherent advantage if you're playing Pokemon Go and you live in like one of the rural areas here in Ontario.
Yeah.
Like, if you live in fucking, like, I don't know, Kitchener.
If you live anywhere, like, north in Canada.
Yeah, even, like, hey, you live by Hudson Bay, you've got an inherent advantage over everyone else.
Oh my god.
I think, though, in regards to, like, as I was gonna try and segue, we can just eliminate a docket story.
Yeah.
Nintendo's had like the hugest stock jump since 1983 when the Famicom was coming out, as it was called back in the day.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what the I feel like,
why is this such a big thing? What the?
Well, I mean, sure, it's like Ingress, which was the old, like, the company that developed it.
Yeah,
their old thing. I think it was a good idea.
Yeah, they had one. They had their like not like their own version of Pokemon, but like they had their own thing of it that once launched, and
it did relatively successful. But I mean, it just goes to show brand power. It's like,
it's just the brand
you can just slap Pokemon onto it.
And bam. Instant rage.
Can you imagine if they brought back the Nintendo love hotels that they had from the 1960s now?
Oh, what the?
Because everyone forgets Nintendo's old like sketchy shit from back in the 60s before they were a video game company.
Yeah.
What'd they do? Oh, they did gambling. There are gambling parlors. There's love hotels. There are card makers.
Pokemon love hotels where you go literally to trade Pokemon. That's it.
Oh yeah.
We gotta hook up with other Pokemon people. Oh god.
Yeah, hook up with other hook up.
I'm gonna incubate this egg so hard.
That's dark. But anyway, so we're getting to this point where it's like, oh, Pokemon Go is it's huge.
It is.
And
it's a problem. Holy crap.
like it's a social problem.
It is.
And it's like, oh, people are only going outside because they're extrinsically motivated. And I mean, we would probably be inside all the time. Like people like us, rather. If it wasn't for Pokemon Go. But it's also like, what does this mean for Nintendo as a company?
Dude, there's gonna be so much like backlash from like politics and shit, just people that don't understand it. They're just gonna be like, Pokemon Go is ruined teenage social lives. And
well, Hillary Clinton already made a statement about it. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like, I already know that I can just see all the fucking like racism against Pokemon Go already. It's gonna happen.
Racism against Pokemon Go? What do you mean by that?
No, I'm just like I don't know,
like bias against people who like Pokemon Go.
Opinionated, we don't like this.
Well, I mean, it's social poison. Let's be real. Like,
it is, yeah. It's just there's gonna be controversy that people are just gonna like. They're just gonna either love it or hate it. That's it.
And I was talking with a friend about this. Well, because like up until like I want to say 10 days ago, like Pokemon was still a nerdy thing that people in
people played on their DSs.
And it's like, when did Pokemon become cool again? This is our thing. Shut up.
It's just like, where is Pokemon like this popular to other people that like, just like, no, all of a sudden like it's on mobile devices and everybody's like, oh, it's a mobile game now. Huh.
And that's
social circles.
And that's what I'm talking about. Where it's like, what does this mean for Nintendo as a company? As in like, this is probably gonna go down a deep dark hole for the core audience. This is probably gonna lead to a deep dark hole that none of us want. Where it's like, we're hitting that point where it's like, oh, we should pay to allow for Mario to jump.
This is just going to become like either like the best thing for like the company or just like the worst thing, and it's all gonna go downhill. Yeah,
that's what it is. Where it's like for the company, I think it's good.
It's great. It's like
they're making so much money, cash go off this.
And like at least we know like Nintendo isn't the company to just like take money and just like, oh yes, cash grab, and then like make shit off.
But we don't know that yet because God rest his soul.
Saying,
I mean,
from their history, they're not like Call of Duty. So
yeah, but I mean, we don't know what this new president's gonna be like.
Yes. And that's what I'm saying. It's like we don't know yet, so it can either go two ways. I'm trying not to be biased and just automatically assume worst outcome capable.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like they're like gonna have more money, and like Legend of Zelda's coming out, so.
Can't wait for that Legend of Zelda mobile game.
Oh.
See when it's something you love, things are gonna turn bad.
I could already imagine the app. Instead of gyms, it's gonna be like Zelda's trapped in castles.
Okay, hold on. Sorry. You know what would actually work really well?
What?
And I know it's bad for me as a person who liked the old games of the series, or the one old game that I played of the series.
Okay.
But Fire Emblem, I feel like could do this, because it's all about like capturing points and that kind of stuff. So it's like, represent your faction or whatever the fuck. That works well.
Birthright.
Conquest.
So.
Alright, welcome to Otaku Talk Show.
The world is ending as we know it.
Yeah, I'm your host, Aaron.
And I'm your other Pokemon trainer, Colin.
And we talk about weird video games that are kind of successful.
Yeah. Sometimes really obscure ones.
And other times, Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Anyway, Colin, buddy compatriot. We watched something after the end of the last podcast.
Oh yes, the fucking best short in like the universe. There's I was watching some of the polls about it, and it's like this is like the one of the only like short shows. I forget what do you call them? Just like, do you just call them short shows?
I don't know.
It's one of the only shows that has like the viewer base of like a regular anime show.
Yeah.
It's just like so many people watched it. It's amazing.
Yeah, so Space Patrol Lulico, motherfucker.
Yeah,
but actually,
girls, motherfucker.
Yeah, we actually should start with like what's it called? You watched I showed you Sex, Violence, and Mock Speed.
Yeah, like right after right before we continued it, I was like, we watched the Sex, Violence, and Max Speed episode, and I was like, I need to watch Sex, Violence, and Max Speed just to like understand how crazy they go. Sex, Violence, and Max Speed, it's like if you just took typical American stereotypes and then like went max speed with it.
Went max speed with it. I don't know, that short is just like you can feel the trigger oozing from it.
Yeah, it's just a colossal like mess of animation and everything going on, but it looks fucking amazing.
Yeah. And like you get to that episode in Space Patrol Lulico where they reference it and whatever. It's the crossover episode.
Yeah.
And it's just almost like
it's
80%.
The exact same episode.
80% is the exact same thing. And then you get like a couple and Lulico's just added in the background.
Yeah.
And there's that one part where the mistress girl in the episode's like, I'm gonna kill you, you full-colored girl.
Oh, yes. Oh, man. Great lines.
And Mock Speed's horn on his head, like referencing the Giga Drill break.
Yeah.
There's just so much good shit in there.
Oh my god.
So anyway, you finished Space Patrol Lulico.
Yeah.
I already talked about it like forever. Do you want to just give your thoughts?
That is an exceptional piece of like how good shorts are and like why people should dismiss shorts, because few people ever watch shorts. But I mean, like now that we have like Space Patrol Lulico, which like it shows that even like great companies like they fine doing shorts, like they can make it something really good. They don't have to be putting out all these anime seasons.
Yeah, because like that's one of the huge problems nowadays in the industry, where it's like we got no budget.
Yeah, I know. Just like make a short, and it's really good, and like it's original. It's original as hell.
Like I remember, what was it called? Tonari no Seki-kun. I was watching that, and like it was really good, and it had zero following.
Yeah, like there's just no. There is like what's the word? There is no kind of stand or kind of viewing like platform. There's no platform that ever shows like shorts or anything. We have like our anime like seasons list and whatever.
Yeah.
It's like sure they show shorts, but it's like one, it's all the way at the bottom, so no one actually ever fucking views them.
Yeah.
And like two, nobody ever talks about shorts. People don't say about it. But then like now there's Space Patrol Lulico, it's like, yo, this is dumb.
But I feel like the Trigger fan base is different from like the entire anime fan base in general.
They're out there. They're like regular fan base is like, yeah, I watch Attack on Titan. It's like, yo, are you about to see Gurren Lagann? It's just like 10 times crazier. It's like, the fuck are these colors?
Yeah, it's just like when I'm talking to like people who are like peripheral to this stuff, and it's like, hey, it's like, yeah, I really like Attack on Titan. It's really good. It's like, hey, you want to see some real shit? And then they're like, oh, I don't like the animation stuff. Fuck off.
Fuck off. You don't like it because of the animation stuff? Oh, fuck out. Not something.
Yeah, so what else, I guess, have you been doing besides Pokemon Go, besides...
I haven't watched anything, honestly. I've just, like, I've been like kind of like on the offset of watching anime. Just I think it's like.
Well, okay. What else have you been doing?
I fucking watched the Liar game. The J drop.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I watched it because I watched it a while ago. I'm like, I really like Liar. You know what? I really like mystery and like solving, like lots of like puzzles, I guess, in shows.
Well, I know there's a trigger happy thing that you should be getting into if that's the case.
Oh god. Yeah. I'll fucking watch Kids now.
No, I was just that was a Danganronpa reference.
Oh dang it! No.
Trigger happy havoc.
Trigger happy. Oh god. I don't think I can play games on it.
But
I think I just like watching it.
Okay, yeah.
You know what? I just like the character archetype of cool guy that just solves everything very nonchalant.
Yeah.
And like he's just cool about it.
Were you ever into Phoenix Wright, just out of curiosity?
No, like I've seen it and I've like watched some people play it.
Yeah.
I've played Professor Layton. I like that.
Okay, yeah. Professor Layton's some good shit.
Yeah, played Professor Layton. Those are good games. I just never gone into Ace Attorney. I think it's just like the whole law part of it. It just kind of like threw me off. Just
okay.
Like, I don't really want to like arguing about cases.
All right. I guess.
But
yeah.
Yeah, that's all I watched. Liar game.
Liar game. All right. So, I this week it was like for me. What would I call it? I had a lot to do. There was like a shit ton for me to do. Like I was all over the place this week.
Yeah. Like
just setting up like school stuff because it's an eventuality. But what's the word? When I had my, I guess, off time, I plowed through shit. So right off the bat, I finished Stardust Memory.
Oh yeah.
That is some good shit. Like.
God damn! Now I have to go watch it. Go finish that shit.
And it's like okay, but like I feel like Stardust Memory you should watch after watching Zeta Gundam.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things where the little references.
Yeah.
Because essentially what Stardust Memory is that it talks about the incident, the bad thing that happened, which caused the Earth Federation from being, okay, sure, we're the good guys, to, oh no, they are not the good guys. And it's like, yeah. So you get like all these references to Zeta Gundam characters. Like the main antagonists, or two of the main antagonists in Zeta Gundam, you see them starting out as jobber tier, like fuckers. Like they're doing all the dirty work.
Yeah.
Like, and the people who have to die in order for them to like rise up through the ranks, essentially. They're the star screams in the universe of like all Megatrons. Whereas in Zeta Gundam, they are Megatron, essentially. Yeah, it's a good series. Like, I place it probably the highest of all the Gundam like side stories, and like even just Universal Century in general. Like I like Zeta Gundam a lot, but Zeta Gundam has problems with like angsty teenagers, and I know what you're about to say, and I'm gonna get to it.
Okay.
Cause that was also on the list of things I did this week.
Alright.
But I mean, yeah, I just really like it a lot. It's so good, and like.
Okay.
At the end, you get like this kind of... It's a happy moment, but if you watch Zeta Gundam, it's not a happy moment. Where it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna fight, and we're gonna make sure that America is great again. Make America great again.
Yeah.
And everyone's in the uniforms of the bad guys of Zeta Gundam. And it's just like, oh man. Like your whole good guy cast.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we got all these new snazzy uniforms. Everything's good.
Yeah.
And it's just like oh
my god.
And like your main character, Ko, at the end of it, things happen where it's like, oh, this isn't a good ending for Ko. Like, and like bad things happen.
Okay.
And it's just like, I think it's still good. It's still good. Even all the stupid bullshit things aside, like you hit episode 10 and there's like a stupid romantic thing that happens.
Okay, alright.
And it's just like, oh god.
We don't need it.
Yeah, fight the war, you assholes. But speaking of wars, I watched a war in a pocket.
Hell yeah. That is like, it's not the best Gundam, but it's an amazing perspective of it.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's easily not my favorite. Like, I
would never call it my favorite, just because it's like, it's very different.
No, but like, I mean, it reminds me a lot of aspects of the old Gundam, like the original Gundam, but also Gundam Age, which had a lot of problems with it, and similar problems arise with War in the Pocket's storytelling.
Okay.
But I don't know, it's just well executed. Like, it's just like solid 8 out of 10, nothing to see here.
It's a solid, if you're watching Gundam, like, just go watch it because it's just another great part of it.
Yeah, I know we haven't really talked about what it is, but War in the Pocket's about, like, Side 6, which was one of, like, it was the neutral colony during the 1 Year War.
It is literally War in the Pocket, like, nobody really fucking knows.
And nobody really cares, and that's basically the plot.
That's the point of it, really.
Yeah. Aside from, I guess, Gundam-related stuff, did I do any more Gundam things? No, I didn't. All I have to say is I'm almost ready to leave the Universal Century behind.
Yeah.
Like, it's at that point because I've got 8th of S Squad, I've got Victory, and I've got Igloo, and then I'm done. I'm out.
You're actually gonna watch like Igloo too? Oh man.
Well, Igloo's apparently required reading material. Apparently it's not good, but like.
Yeah, that's.
Whatever.
Is it really required? Oh,
but like, it's, if you're gonna do the Universal Century, it's this.
Igloo happens before everything. It's literally like the prequel to all. But...
Well, from what I'm not 100% sure about this.
Yeah.
But it's the prequel and it leads into the 1 Year War. Actually, there's one more thing I need to do, which is Origin, but that hasn't finished yet.
Okay. Oh yeah.
But anyway, so aside from, like, I'm practically ready to finish Gundam proper, as it were.
I don't think I'll be watching like Igloo or 8th MS just because I probably would rather be watching other sources. Like, I can only watch so much Gundam. Like, I appreciate it, but I don't think I'm that into it to watch everything about it. I just enjoy it as a series.
Yeah, like I go in for the cool mech fights.
Yeah. I love this series as it is. I love, like, there's so much of it that you can actually really get into it.
And like
I just don't have the time.
What do I like about it? I like the cool mech fights and I like the politics. What I don't like is the stupid science fantasy bullshit of like the new type stuff is cool, okay? But like when you get into like the weird ghost shenanigans, that's when Gundam just falls apart in my head. And like that's where it's like, okay, this is where, and like it is where every Gundam series falls apart. And you can point to that and be like, that is where the faults are. Where it's like, okay, what was the weirdest part about Double O? It's like, oh, the weird particles in the air making everyone friendly and giving understanding. Fuck that, no. And then
the science fantasy part is like, it's where it oversteps its like boundaries of being science fiction.
Because it's called Real Robot is the genre.
Yeah, the point of it is to be sci-fi, not fantasy elements. So like new types, it's like
you can that's passable. That's passable.
That's fine because it's literally humans evolving just like technology.
Yeah, but it's breaking the suspension of disbelief. That's my problem with like all the weird new type stuff.
So like just some of the powers they get is just like and you're gonna communicate with that entire alien species and grow a giant flower in the middle of space.
And like that's where Unicorn also falls apart.
Yeah.
Like the 7th episode of Unicorn is just like it poses a question that should not have to be asked.
Okay.
Where it's like, oh, main character, do you want to become a god?
Do you want to sign a contract?
Yeah.
I think it's totally like ruining immersion. You're right about that. It's just you're bringing in elements of another genre that you don't need and just kind of like stutter the storytelling of your series when you're trying to talk about like World with Robots. It's like we're not talking about supernatural.
And it's like for certain versions of science fiction, I can believe it. Where it's like
if they put the basis of it, they
like Final Fantasy.
Yes.
That's believable science fiction in that world, but also there's fantasy elements.
Yes.
And like for something like Star Ocean, believable science fiction and fantasy elements together melded well.
Yeah.
But Gundam does not meld those things together well.
Because you've got giant robotic robots, and we're fighting wars with these things. We're not fighting wars with superpowers.
No, I think it's more because they push the science fiction angle so hard.
They push the like you're fighting with lasers, not spells.
But I digress. Anyway, what else did I do? I'm continuing watching Berserk 2016, and like I know people are giving like people who like Berserk like this new series shit. Because it's like
I thought even Berserk fans are just giving the show shit.
No, but like I mean it's just a regular it's an adaptation and like there's problems like Cascade Gate and CG, but I mean in my opinion it's just like dude like we're never getting this ever again. Enjoy it while it lasts.
I don't think that's a good mindset going like for that show, but it's like it's probably the only mindset you can have at this point. Just like we're not gonna get anything like after this. This is probably it. So
and like
just
people are
watch
pissed
it if you like Berserk.
People are pissed because they're jumping straight to the conviction arc, which is when Griffith comes back. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but Griffith sells toys. Come on, I mean like it's you're right. It's a shitty mindset to be in.
Yeah.
But I mean, I will enjoy it for what it is.
Oh man, it's just such a mess of Berserk product placement, consumerism. But it's in a bad spot. That's all it is. Poor Berserk.
And like, I mean, I don't think it would have gotten to
after hiatus.
I mean, I don't think it would have gotten to this point where if Miura never took time off.
Yeah.
And it's kind of one of those shitty things where it's like that people needed to like
continue.
Need to get saturated, and that's when the companies started coming in. It's like, oh, let's do these movies, and oh, let's do all this.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, whatever. Anyways, what else did I do? Thunderbolt Fantasy. I mean, weird puppet show still continues to be good.
Okay, watching, yeah.
Like, as I said, like last week, it's that very stereotypical. The genre is called wuxia, but like it's that very stereotypical wuxia storytelling, and you get what you paid for. It's like, okay, I know what I'm getting into. Just be satisfied with it. So like storytelling isn't Gen Robochi's best, but that's not what it's trying to be. And 91 Days also, like that's your typical revenge story kind of thing. It's really good though. Like
I need to watch it because I have heard nothing about the season except Mob Psycho 100, which I am going to watch.
Mob Psycho 100. That's who's that? That's Studio Bones, right? Yeah. That's by the One Punch Man artist. Okay, yeah. All right, that I think I'm probably gonna get around to.
Have you seen the animation style for it? It's like literally straight from like the book.
Okay, all right.
Like it's very faithful into the art style.
Because like I like One Punch Man, so I mean, before it was cool.
Okay. Mob Psycho's animation style is totally different from One Punch Man.
Right, because it's One Punch Man is off of Yusuke Murata's style, which is more like anime aesthetic, whereas Mob Psycho 100 looks like stick figures, right?
Yeah. Okay. It's like there's all these lines. It looks like cartoon. Oh man.
And yeah, so 91 Days is gonna be like, it's good.
It's gonna be the show.
Yeah, it's the Showa Genroku Rakugo Shinju of the season.
Yeah.
Where it's like, if you want mature storytelling, if you don't want your stupid anime protagonist doing whatever, then watch 91 Days. Yeah. That's it.
Oh, I'm glad shows like that exist. Dear God. Sometimes you just get so sick of like bitching about all the shows continuing to have the same problems with cliches and stereotype and just like, can I just get like a mature show for once? I don't need this comedy.
I think that's why people like gravitate towards Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
Because it's like, sure, there's goofy shit, but then when you get into like stuff with Vicious and the triads, you get that mature feeling. And like part of it's also the music. I understand that, where it's like, what's the thing that I guess Showa Genroku Shinju has? Jazz and like that whole feeling. Same with Cowboy Bebop. And same with, I guess, 91 Days, too.
Yeah. It's literally just like anime trends. It's like now we have a lot, not a lot. It's like there's a high request and expectation for a lot of new shows that be like very colorful, very animation, like, not sleazy, like very animations, what's the word? Spectacular, like very very spectacular.
Yeah, very over the top production wise.
Over the top. It's like it looks good and it tells some action story, and then you have your like chill slice of life. But nowhere in that mix do we have like a mature story of just like kind of like a very. It's like I don't want to say like Western because it's kind of vague on what it. I just want an adult story into it.
Yeah.
Just something like not over the top of the action. Just like a Godfather story. It's just it doesn't need to be it doesn't need to be aimed towards like youth.
Yeah.
Like, you have an entire another viewer base and like at least 50% of your viewer base is over the age of 20.
Yeah.
So there's people that are going to watch this, but it's like maybe they don't like buy it because like kids get money from their parents instead, so they don't see it as. But it's just like I appreciate like, and I want more of those shows coming out because there is no middle ground of where I can get some serious like thriller or just like drama. And
I hate the connotation that animation in general has, where it's like it's not supposed to be used for mature storytelling.
Yeah.
And because I feel like shows like Showa, shows like Cowboy Bebop, there are platforms for a story that is mature but also animated.
To convey a lot of themes. It's just, those stories are like the middle ground that I appreciate because I'm either watching over the top shit or I'm watching some mellow slice of life or like feels and whatever. It's like, I kind of want some of both. I want like some themes of just like life and a serious show because apparently we just can't have the best of both worlds.
All right. I guess what else is there? I watched Finding Dory after a month. It's not news. It's like Finding Dory is amazing.
Yeah.
So speaking of I guess Western animation.
Oh.
Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, just in general, I feel like animation has that connotation where you can't tell stories, and I wish it didn't.
I watched Central Intelligence, and all of a sudden, that's a shit movie. Moving on. All right.
What else did I do? I watched Evo streams, I guess.
Yeah, I watched some of that. I think I wanted really to follow Street Fighter, but I couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, like, I tried, like, Street Fighter was, like, the whole weekend, so, I mean, it was hard to follow, but, I mean, I don't know. Cool shit.
You know what I realized? I watched, like, I dropped by, because there's 3 streams, so whenever, like, one's switching batches, always on another stream.
Yeah.
I was watching Tekken, and, like, holy crap, like, the amount of damage you can do from one just blowing that, it's like, that is very fast. How fast
it's
just accumulate damage?
Because, like, the fastest 3D fighters usually get is Dead or Alive.
Yeah. And,
like, to see Tekken stepping it up in such a weird way.
Yeah. It's like, one kick and, like, boom, there goes 20% of your health bar. Like, okay.
Okay, hotshot. I also popped into, I guess, the Atlas streams. They were showing off King of Fighters, of course.
Oh, I didn't see any King of Fighters.
I don't know. It's just like King of Fighters is very much the poverty man, like the poor man's like fighting game, where it's like it's not Mortal Kombat, it's not Dead or Alive, it's not Tekken, it's none of those things.
Yeah.
It's just, and it's not even got like an anime crossover fighter, like let's say Persona or whatever.
Okay.
But it's like the thing that you watch it, it's like, yeah, I feel like going niche, man.
It's for the niche.
And yeah, I mean, we'll get into it a bit later, but I mean, just like the size, I guess, of like Evo this year, it's way bigger than it has been like in any other year. Like they had like a huge stadium for it this year.
Yeah. In
Las Vegas. So I mean, it looks like fighting games are finally back.
we're getting.
Well, not really finally back, but what do you call it? They're at the apex.
Yeah, we're getting big, and then we're just gonna have people talking shit about what we're doing with our lives.
I don't know. Power of editing. So I forgot to talk about 2 games, I guess, I played this week. So I'm continuing through Valkyria Chronicles.
Okay.
I mean, good game.
Yeah.
Like, I really love the whole, like, strategy aspect of it, and it's like, I like how you've got this thing where it's like, when there's permadeath in the game.
Yeah.
But if you're quick,
you can
save all the waifus. Because that's basically what my squadron's made out of right now. It's just like, okay, well, which girl looks the best? That, like, it's the same way I choose, like, fighting game characters, where it's like, I go aesthetics first.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it's just like, okay, there's, like, all these, like, waifus that I want to, like, hang out with, and so it's like, yeah, I'll pick you on my team even though you got shit stats.
The power of aesthetic.
Waifu Chronicles. And the other game I've been playing is a game we talked about like a couple weeks ago on the podcast, which is Fury.
Oh yeah, that was released. Oh, there were so many people streaming that.
Really? I haven't looked at anything for Fury.
A couple of days ago, before Evo, like there was a bunch of people playing it on release, I think.
Okay, yeah. Because like that just came out. Fury, for those of you who don't know, I mean it's a half shmup, half. I don't want to say character action game, but like action game, like hack and slash.
Yeah.
And so the gameplay, like I keep saying it's close to Nier. It kind of is, kind of isn't. Where like it's close to Nier in the sense that the boss patterns are shmups and you've got your sword.
Yeah. Going
and yeah. But that's basically where the similarities stop. Where it's like in Nier you've got like lights and heavies and all that kind of like there's like a sense of depth, and like Fury does have depth, but it's different where it's like it's not lights and heavies, but it's lights and charges, where essentially you can like charge your sword or whatever.
Okay.
And you can
sword charge.
Dude, they have like Iaido style like sword draws and that kind of stuff where it's like, oh, hold it back, one cut.
I fucking love that.
And off that one cut, you do like a QTE thing where you do a sick like attack. I don't know what you'd call it, but yeah, QTE happens, and like it varies depending on whatever boss you're playing against.
Okay.
That's the other thing too, is that in this game it's purely boss fights.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, like that can be a plus or a minus depending on who you are, and the boss fights are long and they're tricky, and like shmup patterns are happening.
Yeah.
Though they aren't like bullet hell shmup patterns, they're just like regular shmup patterns. Like it's not like you've got one straight path.
Yeah.
You can't fuck it up.
Yeah.
It's more like no, there's multiple paths, but I mean, yeah, there's more ways.
Multiple ways you can do it.
Yeah, there's multiple ways you can do it. Boss, like character design wise, the bosses are so sick. The art is by what's his name? The guy who drew Afro Samurai.
Okay.
So yeah, it's that I don't know what you'd call it, but it's like that weird kind of like it kind of reminds me of like Samurai Champloo and like Afro Samurai. It's that like gritty old school anime look, like you kind of get from trigger shows.
Yeah.
But it's all sci-fi and that kind of stuff. So like your characters, like it's very vibrant in a sense. So it's
Yeah, you got the Hyperlight Drifter color.
yeah, Hyperlight Drifter color palette. But the boss design in this, like, so like the bosses are so over the top and weird, like Afro Samurai, and I kind of like it for that. Where the second boss that you fight is a girl, and she's strapped into what do you call it? When you're in a mental asylum, a straitjacket. She's in a straitjacket,
Yeah.
and she's on a unicycle motorcycle thing, and she's got a laser cannon head, and
This is just making me think of the Guilty Gear dude.
Bedman. No Bedman players at Evo this year, but whatever.
Oh well.
I think he's like low tier, honestly.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? No, but then then when you get into like her second phase or whatever, that's the other thing too. Characters in this game have multiple phases. So like she starts out in the straitjacket unicycle thing, and then in her like second or third phase, she switches into like having a scythe, and she's swinging around her scythe, and like that completely changes things. And in her like sixth phase, she breaks out of the straitjacket, and she's just on all fours, and like the entire gameplay changes.
So you've got like the levels.
Yeah.
Like the boss fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stage 1.
It's really good, but it's not a perfect game. There's like certain problems where certain bosses like completely
destroy you.
No, I mean I like the challenge, but I mean it is difficult.
Yeah.
What I want to say is certain bosses go against the game design methodology, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Where it's like you've been taught to play the game a certain way.
Yeah.
And when you hit the third boss in the game, goes against type essentially.
All right.
Where it's like it requires the game's very fast paced.
Yeah.
It requires patience to do.
Oh, okay.
And the whole boss fight revolves around being patient.
Oh god, no. That's terrible design in general.
But in a slower paced game like Dark Souls,
Yeah.
patience is a requirement.
Okay, yeah.
But in a game like Fury, where everything is going like a bajillion miles a second,
Yeah.
and you've got this slow ass boss fight.
Is it like one of those literally like wait for them to attack and then they expose themselves and they're like, okay, hit them once, and then it's like staying alive until they expose themselves again?
It's not that, but it's worse, and I'm not gonna.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna try and because it's very hard to explain without getting into how gimmicky the boss is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not good.
Okay.
But the other boss fights in the game are, besides that one, they play exactly according to how the game teaches you to play.
Yeah.
So the aforementioned laser cannon straitjacket, laser cannon straitjacket girl. She very much is okay, lasers everywhere, shmup shit going on, and then you get stuff when she's in the second or so phase, you get the melee stuff, and then in her fourth phase, she gets into what's the word? Stealth. It turns into a stealth game. It becomes Metal Gear.
Okay.
Not later Metal Gears, but the MGS1 Metal Gear kind of look.
Yeah.
So yeah, in that scenario, you're playing, I guess, according to how the game is what the game is designed for, as opposed to what that third boss teaches you to do.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, that's really it. All right, now we'll actually cut the break, and then we'll actually be back.
All right.
Settle transition.
Huh?
Are we starting off now?
Yeah.
So,
I just started recording, and I'm gonna keep this in.
I have 5 drowsies, fucking man. Fucking drowsies. Apparently, it's like the most common shit. Oh my god, it's fucking.
Alright, we're back. We just covered, I guess, the Pokemon Go story of the week.
Yeah, we talked about it before, so now.
Yeah, Nintendo's stock jumped. Hugest stock jump since 1983.
Damn.
Um,
I seriously wonder what they're gonna do with that money. Like, when it's like, yo.
Love hotels. Invest in love hotels. That is the future. Alright,
What are you gonna do with this 23%? Jesus.
So, this is going to be a weird podcast because we are in the middle of, I guess, a huge Persona 5 stream. Like, it's going on right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I mean, parts of this information will be outdated by the time this podcast actually finishes. Probably.
Probably.
But the Persona 5 stream is going on, and we're going to get 7 new announcements.
Oh, yeah. I was just like, somebody else says, Persona 6, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Persona will continue forever. But aside from that, we also have 18 minutes of new footage and the consensus of the Japanese people on which girl is best girl.
Neat is best girl. Oh, man.
Fuck off, Hafu is best girl.
No. Futaba is best girl. I like Futaba just because I love Aoyuki. I love her voice actor.
Oh,
So, like,
yeah, it is Aoyuki.
Aoyuki's such a great voice actor. She has such a contrast of like characters actually. Like I literally just found out that she was like I can't believe I didn't know this before, probably just because I never did search over the voice actors, but she was Kaio in Erased.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, that's her. Wait, what the fuck? She was like energetic Genki Yuki girl in SAO. What the fuck?
Yeah.
She has like
she's done a lot.
Contrast, so
People don't give Aoyuki as much credit as like Kanahana or like
yeah. But she has like she's done a lot.
Yeah.
She has I'd say more contrast than others because like usually most voice actors have like one specific like they're known for and then they like do other variants of it.
Like Sari Hayami, for example.
Yeah. But then like Aoyuki has like 2 very specific she does, which are like completely opposite.
Yeah.
Like Futaba is like this high energetic kind of like
Genki Moe type.
Genki enthusiastic, and then she has like a very like shy, quiet, like kudere kind of style.
Yeah.
So,
and then the weird thing is that Makoto is right behind her, who is the girl with the motorbike.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's right behind her.
Really? I don't even remember what her character was supposed to be like. What was she again? Backstory?
She's the police officer justice girl.
Oh. Over justice.
And the motorbike persona.
I love that fucking.
I think it's so.
Animation.
I think it's so dumb.
It's just like they're seeing a Bruce and she just like 180s on a bike.
I think it's terrible.
It's just the dumbest thing. It's amazing.
And what's her name? Anne Hafu Girl is behind them, but by a significant margin.
What's the tier? So we got Futaba.
It's Futaba. It's Futaba. It's Makoto right behind. Then huge gap. Then Anne, which is Hafu Girl, and then Haru, which is ironically Bishoujo Thief, is in dead last. And on the male side, it's protagonist, obviously. Yusuke, obviously. And then Rios, what's his name? Ryuji? Scumbag skull.
Oh, okay.
Guy. Yosuke type.
Yeah.
Is dead last.
Or Brosuke.
Aside from that, I guess that there's the actual footage we can talk about.
Yeah, there's so much fucking style in it. Holy shit. It just keeps showing us more of like even the smallest thing. Like I really like how the dialogue works. It's not just like text box choosing.
Yeah.
It's like they're talking, and then when you get to make a choice, it like flips to the side, shows your character's face, and he's like speaking with the dialogue.
Yeah.
Just like the fact that they just kind of made that.
The new all-out attack, like the new all-out attack thing of the character portraits.
Yeah, I love the finisher. Yeah, just that
That's
finisher.
so cool. Like, what's her name? Like, now I've got Yusuke's as my background picture on Facebook because it's so cool.
So cool.
I don't know. Like, there's also the boxing, like the mini game stuff.
Yeah. Oh.
Fucking
fishing.
hardest mini game from Persona 4 returns in style.
God damn it. Yeah. You know I'm gonna be doing Persona 5 crosswords.
Yeah.
Why? That's just like.
Mashing that button to play video games.
Oh my god, you're playing a video game just to play crosswords.
And you can take Neek-chan on a date.
Oh yeah.
She loves it. You'll win her affections that way.
I like that they took the time. They're taking a lot more like work and effort into fleshing out environments in it.
Yeah.
Which a lot of games do as they get more like money for it.
Yeah.
Is that now instead of just like going to the theater saying whatever they come out, they go in, they create a scene of sitting in the theater as it's going on.
It's
just it builds up the world. You get to see just like it's more immersive rather than like, oh, you went to the movie.
I really
like,
want
oh, you're in the movie.
I really want Persona 3 remake, like, cause like I feel like Inaba is like cool, but like I feel like I've seen all of Inaba.
Yeah.
Through like what we've gotten in like 4 and 4 Gold. Iwatodai, which is the name of the city in P3, I feel like it's just big but not explored.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you can do so much in it, and like I think Persona 3 has the best. It's not the best game, but it has my favorite story beats in it.
Yeah.
So I want that way more than like if they did that after P5, I'm like, I'd die happy.
This is it. You can, it's just like after you do it, it's like I can die happy. Therefore, I will attempt to take my persona out with this gun.
With this gun. All right. Moving on to the next piece of news. Speaking of anime. Dizzy, who is Kai's in Guilty Gear, Kai's waifu and Sin's mom. Okay. She's being added as DLC for free in Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator. Which, that's a good thing because, I mean, like, the DLC thing for Xrd Sign was egregious. Like, oh, you've got 1 week to download this, otherwise it's not free anymore. But no, it's just, but Dizzy's coming in a free update, and it's like...
That's just making me think of that Street Fighter $25 bundle.
Ugh.
Just every time that appears on stream, just like 25, haha.
Yeah, it's
that is crazy.
On the Capcom side, it's just like,
why?
Like I get it, like you guys are struggling for money.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you've fucked over your fans for like the past 5 months, and you're continuing to fuck them over.
They're not gonna buy it.
And it's like, but I think it's cool that every time you buy that particular stage, it's money going into Capcom Cup's pot. So it's kind of what Killer Instinct did for Shadow Jago, where it's like if you buy Shadow Jago, more money is going into the Killer Instinct Cup.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, can you imagine like all these people buying it? Yeah. And then, what's your pot look like? Oh, it's $2 million. No pressure, boys.
Yeah.
Actually, hold on. This year, I believe Sony is chipping in like $1 million for the Capcom Cup.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean...
That's... Well, they're trying to get onto that esports bandwagon.
Well, I mean, everyone is nowadays. Yeah. Like... Esports is where it's at. Have you seen Dota money?
Have you seen those Call of Duties in Canada movie theaters? What the fuck is that shit?
Dude,
seriously.
Whatever. That's not even a docket story. We're moving on. only thing I want to say about Dizzy is story-wise. I don't think I've told you about Dizzy's weird story shenanigans, but in Guilty Gear 2 Overture, she gets put in like a crystal prism by Kai Kisuke.
Okay.
And so the reason for that is Kai's a dirtbag and is like, the only way to save the universe is for me to lock my waifu up in a prison to suffer eternally forever and ever. So I mean, if Dizzy's out of the prison, that makes like 0 sense story wise. So I was kind of curious.
Fighting games and story, what?
No, but the thing with Guilty Gear and BlazBlue is Arxis tries, but their story is so anime. Trying to explain Guilty Gear or BlazBlue's story to someone is fucking nuts. Like, do you know why they say the Wheel of Fate is turning Rebel 1 action? There's a story reason for that.
Oh my god. I don't even want to know. Okay.
And there's a story reason for why Kai locks up Dizzy in a waifu prison. So the fact that she's out is like, okay, let's see how they write around this bullshit. Because Dizzy was the fan-selected character.
Okay.
Where it's like, okay, if you can have one character in, who's it gonna be? And everyone's like, Dizzy! And I was actually expecting it more to be Bridget, honestly, when the polls were coming out, because Bridget is like the trap character.
Okay.
She's air quotes a nun.
Okay.
Or Testament. I want Testament actually in, because Testament's like this cool dude with a scythe. And he also has story reasons for why he can't show up. And I was like, I want to see Arxis try to write around this shit. Anyway, moving away from Guilty Gear, but still speaking about fighting games. The boss character in KOF-14 has had his first appearance. And he's a Russian billionaire wrestler with a huge cigar. So if you didn't think, if you didn't think KOF was goofy enough with pirates, samurais, lolly girls with lightning powers, and kings of dinosaurs.
Yeah.
We got Russian billionaires with cigars in their mouths, who are also wrestlers.
Dude, that was just some of the best, just like, idea making. Just like, what kind of character? It's just like, most people, it's like, yeah, let's make like a big burly dude that can like wrestling, and you know, let's just like make him Australian for some reason or whatever. He has like kangaroos or this guy's just like, he's Russian, he's a billionaire, he's got a cigar that he hangs around all the time, and he's a pro wrestler.
I mean, Tekken, I feel like Tekken and KOF have the weirdest like fighting game characters. Because, like, they can't be topped in terms of how weird they are.
Yeah.
I guess, moving on. Still on video games, but moving into, I guess, anime. Aniplex of America President is like, hey, I would want Erased to be done as a mystery video game.
Like, sure, whatever floats your boat.
But, I mean, see, here's the thing, is, like, I'm kind of on what I assume is, I guess, your stance on it, which is, I feel like Erased has told all the story it needs to tell.
Yeah.
That universe is done for.
It should have the manga, have the show, and it was good then. We don't need a video game on it, really. Yeah. It's like, nobody asked for it at all. Nobody. This is just weird.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing really to talk about here.
Speaking of anime and other stuff.
Speaking of hype shit. Speaking
some real hype shit.
Speaking of children.
Speaking of children. Not so much speaking of Iron Blood, but
no, but yeah, we're getting Iron Blood Orphans.
Season 2. Oh my god. Okay, he's got a giant weapon back again.
Yeah.
I saw it, I'm like, yeah, giant. It's like, I don't know, it's like a giant sword. I kind of think of it of a claymore. It looks like just a giant claymore. I'm like, bringing back that big heavy choke weapon.
Yeah.
Because I really would have, I think people have really ingrained themselves with the idea of Barbitels. I mean, the Gundam that just picks up heavy shit and just smashes other Gundams with it.
Yeah, because like every Gundam, I feel like has its feel where it's like Zeta Gundam has like all the weird science fiction bullshit.
Yeah.
And it has a very iconic look. Wing Gundam and like all the Gundams of that era have a very gimmicky style to them. Exia and Double O have that whole
swords.
Yeah, close combat thing.
Yeah.
And like they're fast.
Yeah.
And Strike Freedom or Strike Gundam in general is just like, oh, that's super fast, overpowered thing.
Barbados is just
in Barbados.
Take this fucking Claymore axe and just smash it with it.
Yeah.
No, Warhammer.
The characters, like, it seems like in Iron Blood Orphans, a significant amount of time has passed since the first season.
I wouldn't say it's significant, but it looks like at least 2 years have passed. I'd say 2 years because characters would not change over 1 year.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say like it's like 2-3 years later. Looks like because like I couldn't tell that what's her face or oh my god, Princess
Cordelia Ina Bernstein.
Well, I was like Cordelia because Cordelia hasn't. She doesn't look like she's changed too much. It's like she looks a little more mature, but it's really.
The kids look older though.
Yeah.
Like some of the shitty kids from like the first season look kind of more mature.
Yeah, they certainly have grown up.
Yeah.
Grown up. Mika and
Orga
don't look like they're changing up. No,
yeah. Like the whole cast has changed.
But not the main.
But Orga's now sporting like a business suit thing going on.
Yeah. But I'm excited. I think, like, as of that like new poster, just like that Claymore style kind of like weapon he's carrying, I think Barbados is like totally, if not my number one, but like my number two style Gundam. I love Barbados.
Yeah, Barbados is easily up there in terms of like cool ass Gundams.
Yeah, because he's unlike the other Gundams where he's built smooth and slick. He's not like rectangular armor pad shoulders and rectangular arms. He's really smooth.
When I look at Barbados, I think savage. Like this is a thing that because it's designed in comparison to like all the others except for like OG Gundam. Like it's so simple.
Yeah.
Like it's just clean white, blue cockpit. And even the V fin looks way different.
Yeah.
Like, and it's got a giant war club, so that's like, this is a very much a primal looking Gundam. Yeah. It doesn't look like.
Well, like even that, it's like I kind of, if you just like look at it, it's kind of hard to like give you the image, but it's like a rhinoceros, just like
yeah,
like
I see that.
It's got, but like, as much as it is, it's like a savage. It totally, because of like just like the way the armor and like the design of it, it feels much less angular than other Gundams. Where like just like from the horn, the V fin on top, instead of just being sticking out at whatever angles it has, it's like slicked back instead.
Yeah.
So it has this very kind of like movement based kind of like look to it, where just it looks a lot sleeker than the other Gundams.
Yeah.
But it's just, but then like that's the joke. Sorry, not the joke of it, but it's like it's kind of the twist to it of just it's very sleek and light looking.
Yeah.
And sorry, I'm trying to figure. In the final fight, did he like rip off all the heavy armor on it?
Yeah.
I remember like. Even under that, he's got like even that even a slicker frame. Yeah. But then it's just you have a giant warhammer. You've got like the sleekest Gundam carrying the heaviest weapon. It's great.
Yeah. Moving on, I guess. So speaking of anime, I guess No Game No Life is getting a movie. Did any of us actually finish that?
No, I never hopped on that bandwagon.
Well, I think we both tried to make the effort.
Yeah, I think I watched 3 episodes and then the typical 3 episode test, and I was like, yeah, like I can see it's good.
Anime.
It's anime. I can see why people like it.
That's just not my
It's
style.
Not me. That's it. I think maybe I was kind of overcast by like how overrated the characters were.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, I think it's a good story, but I think people so overplayed just how like cool the characters were. I was like,
Yeah.
oh really? Like I think he's totally the main character. Sora.
Yeah.
Is totally like the protagonist from like Liar Game. Like that's his kind. He's like cool, collected, and he like
Every anime. You mean not just Liar Game, but every anime protagonist ever.
Yeah, it's like cool, collected, and he like solves a problem while being like cool about it. But then he has the crowd pleaser part of him, which I don't like about it, of like the fan servicey part of him, where he tries to get like that princess and do weird stuff to him. He's a pervert half the time, and it just like threw me off.
Yep.
But since you didn't get the season 2, you got the movie. What's the other one movie that we're getting? Trinity 7. There we go. Trinity 7.
Well, you could point to any Sword Art Online, Excel World.
No. I'm saying like
Magical.
shows that did get their season 2 but got a movie instead.
Okay, Excel World, Irregular Magical at high school.
We're getting so many anime movies of anime seasons lately. Actually.
Well, I feel like it's okay. How can we capitalize on this movie?
Movies. Yeah. I still don't understand why they didn't just do a season. I don't understand why they don't just do season 2s instead of movies.
I don't know, cause like I expect the budget tier is like maybe
I feel like it's the same because in a movie it's gonna be an hour and a half of really good animated compared to like like 12 episodes of like 4 hours worth of okay.
Yeah. Did you see those Kingslave reviews? For
No.
Kingslave Final Fantasy 15?
No.
So it's out in Japan right now, and apparently it's good. So when that showing happens over here, one of the last things I want to do before I go to freaking university is get people together and watch that, because allegedly it's really good.
We'll see, because keep in mind Japan's taste, well, variety from
Okay, fair enough.
very different from American taste. Like, what was the one that just talked about that we really liked here and did shit in Japan?
Cowboy Bebop.
Roka no Yusha was one, and what was the more recent one? Oh, Kisniver. Kisniver is bad in Japan and good, really good here.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. So it was just they're talking about it. I'm like, oh really? People don't like that? Oh, that sucks.
Okay. I just looked it up. Apparently, from the Western reviewers that have seen it, apparently it's good.
Yeah.
Great primer for Final Fantasy 15.
Okay.
Is what the first thing I said was.
Color me surprised.
Because
I think I'm now more down to watch it because it's not shit.
Yeah.
Like, if I was expecting it really good and it was really good, I don't think I still would have watched it. But now I was like,
I was expecting it to be terrible, but it's actually good.
Like, okay, I gotta check this out now.
It's just like also part of me is like, okay, it's not competing against Persona 5. So I mean, I can actually care about an RPG this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, cause like you've got like your Grand Kingdoms and like your whatevers, but like a big budget RPG like Final Fantasy or Persona, like we've been missing it. Let's be real.
We have, now that we know Star Ocean is bad and can't add
Star
that
Ocean. Okay, hold on. Sorry. Star Ocean is allegedly okay.
Yes, it's okay.
But people are like, it's short, and other things are problems story-wise.
I heard even people compare it to Tales. We're like, why the hell did Tales do better? Like, is better than this storyline-wise? Like, Jesus. I'm like, oh my god. Okay, Tales storylines aren't even that good.
Speaking of Square Enix, we got 2 Square Enix stories today. First, Nier Automata Nier Automata stuff.
Yeah.
So really we've gotten a lot of the PR for, I guess, Nier Automata coming from the Square Enix side of things.
Yeah.
We're not really getting the Platinum push. But Platinum has recently just shown off on its developer blog like assets and that kind of stuff, and like the nitty gritty of things, I guess. So they're talking about how their character design process and their game design process and that kind of stuff. It's an interesting read. Basically, they have a test room essentially, and this is where they do all their like animation and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And they experiment with it and like how well the animation flows and that kind of stuff. And one of the reasons why Platinum Games is like, I guess, their action is so smooth is because they model all the poses first of the characters that they want, like, I guess, to do.
Yeah.
And after that, it's like, this either works or doesn't work. And if it doesn't work, back to the drawing board with you. So people, like, on the development side are like, I've had some really cool animations that I've had to throw away because they just didn't work with the other animations in the group.
Okay.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
So if you like reading into game design stuff, like I do it sometimes, I don't generally do it.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting read. And moving away from that, on a more business side, Square Enix is talking about how their approval process for games has changed since Yosuke Matsuda, who took over like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
How it's changed, and essentially how they're talking about the direction Square Enix is going to be going in like future years.
Yeah, they said it's just a faster speed of progress because instead of one large approval, it goes through multiple groups that they pass on to each other.
And it's just like each group has their own like they're very much independent in a sense. So yeah, that I think is good for Square Enix in the long run because I think it's stuff like that that has allowed us to get stuff like Star Ocean, Nier Automata, FF7 Remake.
As much as they say it, it's like I've seen some people just talking about it, it's like it doesn't sound smart because they just said faster. It's like that's just gonna like cause like crap just because it's faster. And like no, it doesn't. But
because it's still an approval process.
Still an approval process, yes. But it's like a kind of worrying part about it is like even though they have like the separate approval processes and it's supposedly like faster, which makes sense than just like one kind of opinion where everybody's like yes, no, yes, no.
Mm-hmm.
These just say like yes, yes, no. It's like we still haven't like kind of understood where it's just like so do we like just go through and once it says no, then it just like starts back because like what if another group kind of says like yes to this? It's like is there gonna be
no, see that's the thing is that they're all independent of each other and then they go to one guy and the one guy approves it still.
Okay.
But it's like you've got every division has their own budget essentially.
Yeah. To go to multiple games.
Yeah. So I mean I think it's good in a sense that we'll be seeing franchises or new ideas that we haven't seen.
We'll definitely be seeing more stuff from them.
And in my head, in the background, it's just like Valkyrie Profile 3. You may
hopes and dreams.
They're dead, Aaron. Anyways, we'll be taking a break and we'll be right back.
Settle transition.
So Platinum Games had an interview with some people. I think like GameSpot released the article. I'm trying to remember now. I searched it up earlier today. And it was a really long post about how Platinum Games literally just like develops their games and like they choose what they want and what they don't want. And so some of the interesting things they talked about was that like after the first Bayonetta game, like, they really worked like hard upon and wanted to do it. They're just like, we're never doing that again. We do not want to do something like that again.
As in, like, Bayonetta being a situation where they couldn't find a publisher for Bayonetta 2?
No, just making Bayonetta themselves. Like, we don't want to go do that again because apparently they didn't like.
I guess
they just didn't like making it.
Well, I mean, the process probably because like
probably.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have made Bayonetta 2.
Yeah.
Because I remember reading stuff about like Kamiya being pissed off because like Sega kind of like has a different mentality when going about things.
Yeah.
And so when Bayonetta 1 happened and it didn't hit those numbers that Sega wanted, Sega turned down Bayonetta 2 and Nintendo was literally their last shot.
Yeah. So they were talking about that, and they were also talking about how their office and workspace works. And from what I took it, it's like Platinum Games puts up a lot of shit, and they seem like a really hardworking company that really wanted to get the best. Because how you talked about like the animations and how like it was just back to the drawing board if one didn't work.
Yeah.
They've got like a lot of that stuff in the office where it's like people will like have a lot of like ideas for like the game and stuff, but they take it like very seriously. We're just like, okay, we're making like, we don't want to make something that just says, oh, this is like Platinum Games. We don't want to be known as just, oh, this is Platinum Games. We just want to like push the frontier of gaming in it. So they're really just like, what can we do to make games like have a new experience to it? What can we add to it?
Yeah.
So what they said was just like, we're not aiming to make a Platinum game. We're aiming to literally just like add something into games. So as like we talked about how they want to make like independent IP and stuff. So it's like it seemed just like kind of funny seeming like, but them talking about like, oh, we don't want to make a Platinum game, but it really just shows that they're really like dedicated in their work and determined to making something really good. Because when they were making all the other games for the other companies, it's like even though they were like other games and they received many awards, it's like what they were really like confined to the companies.
Yeah.
And like
even with Nier Automata, I mean, they're very much held to like Yoko Taro's vision.
Yeah.
Granted, they have stated that they do like the original Nier for all its flaws.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it seems like Nier is a step in a different direction in the sense that, okay, we're doing something that's not typical of Platinum. We're doing an RPG.
Yeah.
And stuff like Infinite Space was also an RPG, even though no one gives a shit about it. And Scalebound is like a weird hunting game. And it's like I feel like they've always been pushing the boundary.
Yeah.
And so when people say Platinum game, like a Platinum game, they have a vision in their head.
Yeah.
But they are very diverse in what they think of.
What Platinum? Yeah, Platinum games are really.
And they're probably, in terms of like international hiring, they're probably one of the better ones. Because like, you can say stuff like Bandai Namco America or like Square Enix America, North America. But those are like really just like, what's the word? Those are just really localization efforts. Or in the case of like Square Enix, it's like, okay, those are our Western companies. We don't touch them.
Yeah.
They are allowed to do whatever they want. Whereas Platinum Games is very much a company of, no, you got cool shit over there? We'll take it.
Yeah. Who said it? I don't have the direct quote from it, but a lot of one of them said like the much specific like, I swear I've heard this like so many people do, but it's just, we don't take things like just for money. It's like, we'll only work on a game if it's interesting to us.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I think that has always been their mentality. Like, since day one. They don't care where you're from, what language you speak. Actually, they do care what language you speak. But they don't care where you're from. Just make the good games.
Yeah. Faith in Platinum.
Yeah. That's like, I feel like that's everyone's secret desire. Everyone wants to secretly work at Platinum. Because they always do those, last year even, they had the cool hiring video that they did for their 10th anniversary.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we got like a couple Indians, we got a white guy, we got a few white guys, we got the one black guy. And it's like, yeah, everyone wants to work at Platinum. That's where it's at.
It's too bad. It's literally only 200 people. That is like, wow.
100 people.
Oh, 200.
100. Really?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
I think they've expanded a bit more.
Maybe I'm giving too little credit. You're giving too much credit. Anyways, it's that time of the day.
All right.
Welcome to the Active Time Pitch, where we talk about cool ass ideas for cool ass shit. So, in the news, I guess there's been a lot of fighting game stuff. I want to step away from that.
Yep.
First off is, so as we said before, Aniplex America's President wants a race to be turned into a mystery video game. Pitch a mystery video game that is based off an anime, but is not erased.
Hyoka.
Hyoka? Yep. What's Hyoka?
Oh my fuck.
Yeah.
About to tilt me, man.
I don't actually remember.
It was that, do you know the name Chitanda? I'm curious. I'm curious. You don't know that! Oh my god! We have to watch Hyoka after this. Holy shit. Okay, so Hyoka is a slice of life mystery show which takes place of some high schoolers or middle schoolers, I forget. Anyways, takes place in like their school, and it's the main character Oriki. And
Okay, no, that name sounds familiar. I feel like you've talked to me about it.
yeah, I swear I've talked to you about Hyoka. Oh my god, you haven't watched Hyoka. Okay. So it's just about like a main character who really like doesn't give a shit, and he's just focused on not putting too much effort into stuff because it's energy. He's just an average guy. That's what he wants to be. Mm-hmm. But then this girl comes along and like says I'm curious. And it's like a trigger for him. It's like the Bioshock would you kindly mental brainwash effect of just okay, all of a sudden he'll do it because he like says that, and it's just them coming upon a lot of school mysteries in it, and it ranges from like very basic stuff that Oriki solves in like a second, it's just like you're all just fucking idiots, to like some actual like lifelong shit that they figured out from like some of their teachers, and it's really interesting, and like I won't say like who specifically said it, but he said it's like Hyoka is its own genre of like a show.
Right.
It's not like really slice of life. It's not really mystery. It's something in between, and I can like really
appreciate.
Not appreciate. I can really I really agree with that statement. Sorry, like I really agree with that view on it, because it really is something that you can't put into a definite genre, just because the show goes in so many directions.
Right.
And even though it says it's like slice of life, it's certainly not comedy focused. It's not. And even though it's mystery focused, sometimes they're just fucking around. So,
yeah. Alright. For me, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Okay.
So my head just bumps into like, I don't know, I feel like I would want it to be like something like goofy mystery. Okay. Like kind of what Ace Attorney does.
Yeah.
Where it's like, there's serious parts, but mainly it's just shenanigans all over the place. So for some reason that led me to Ori Emo.
What? Ori Emo mystery. You
think about it.
So, where did ISA's handcuffs go?
Who handcuffed who?
That's it. You wake up. You're trapped in a room. ISA's next to you. You're handcuffed to her. What do you do next?
I'm just trying to think of random shit. No, an actual good one would be JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4. But actually no, that doesn't work, because if you know the manga, you know who the secret evil guy is.
Oh, okay.
I mean, maybe JoJo's Bizarre Adventure would be cool on the basis of like give it a side story that nobody knows.
Yeah.
And just have like people at stands doing stuff, kind of like Persona 4. Where, yeah, that's probably the best I can pull out.
Do you watch any mystery shows? There's not too many mystery anime out there.
Like I watch enough, but I mean, yeah. Or okay, actually, good one. Here's a good one.
What?
Cowboy Bebop, where Spike and Jet are on a mission.
Side story.
Yeah, side story it. All right, moving away from that. We've talked a bit about Platinum Games, so I mean,
okay,
for the past couple of weeks. So, pitch a franchise that Platinum Games should touch.
I'm just like hell yeah.
Okay.
And then my second thought is,
hell
dear
no.
God, I'm gonna taint Platinum Games in their holy touch with this shit. Oh man.
Because think about it, they've done some like we were talking about it just now, but they've done some diverse shit.
Yeah. Done Legend of Korra. This is fucking.
They've done Transformers.
Yeah.
They've done Ninja Turtles.
They are really.
They're doing Nier. Can you believe that Nier is happening?
Oh my god. Still mind blown. What should they touch? Just any franchise?
Just give a franchise.
Franchise. Trying to think of a current franchise. What is something we know now that... everything's action fighters. Like... I don't know. You go.
I'm still trying to think of shit.
Okay.
Give me a second. I'll just voice what I'm thinking out loud.
Sure.
Initially, I went to Gundam because high-speed robot action is something they haven't done, but is still in their ballpark, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I'm thinking also Sword Art Online because it's very shonen-y. If that makes their style.
I feel like we're just going into like Pirate Warriors at this point. Just Musou fighting.
No, but like Musou's different.
Yeah.
Where
it's like I don't, because Platinum like
fighting.
fighting.
Sword Art Online Musou. That's a concept.
No, dear God, that doesn't work.
No, dude, you think about it. Kirito is so overpowered. He's basically he's basically a Musou game in and of himself. He took on like 100 fairies going up a stupid world tree.
This is just making me flashback to Zero no Tsukaima's shit, where they were actually realistic, where the main character takes on like 100-man army and he just dies. Just dies, and when he dies fighting, which is so it's like realistic.
I need to watch that. I've been
Zero no Tsukaima is like the legacy of swordsman in another world gets a harem.
Okay.
It is like the legacy, but it's like good. The first 2 seasons are good. The third and fourth are like it's like going on. But like,
didn't the author die or something like that?
KOFXIV, no.
I thought he did, and then he left it unfinished.
Zero no Tsukaima is old.
Yeah.
But it's still good. Like, go watch. It's
okay. I will.
Let's Platinum Games.
Damn it! None of these are definitive.
I already have a Berserk Musou, so
yeah. No, I don't think Berserk would work for one reason only. Because, well, actually,
because
if they want to do new shit, then maybe, because Platinum Games is usually fast shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of just something fast that would work. If you didn't catch that reference, to the viewers, that's Don't Lose Your Way. Yeah, we already have our fighting. We already have a kill fighting game that we all know. We secretly want that. So, like, that that could work. If like you could do lots of arena based. Well, I mean, let's be real. Academy. Satsuki is basically Virgil. Basically, yes. I've seen so much Devil May Cry Kill la Kill crossover fan art. It's ridiculous. What the hell would they touch? I know because it's been. They also did Star Fox. Oh yeah, they did Star Fox Zero. Star Fox Zero. Like I know, I'm gonna put it out there. Like they should do Ruby. Because that is a fast fighting thing. Okay, sure. And they have a game, and that game is shit. So I know Platinum, who is actually good at making fighting, like that game's bad, but it totally works within Ruby. Yeah. So I know Platinum Games, if they were to like, they could make Ruby a thing. Yeah. I remember what was it? A while ago, one of the president people at Platinum was talking about, I'd like to do Berserk and I'd like to do Kill la Kill. Alright, Kill la Kill confirmed. We're gonna see it one day. No, dude, I feel like the time frame on a Kill la Kill video game has passed. Yeah. Like, the same thing as wanting, like, a Gurren Lagann thing or whatever. Well, who knows? Panty and Stocking. Panty and Stocking, where it's co-op. I'd love that. If you had some Platinum game panty and starting co-op, dude.
or you
and then you could unlock other characters for it. You could play as the Demon Sisters or
no, but it's either co-op or you have to do switch in, switch out because I feel like
I'd
switch in,
co-op.
switch out would work well in the sense that Platinum Games knows Devil May Cry, so it's like, oh, switch to your guns, switch to your swords.
Yeah.
But you could do guns only, swords only. And then you get a sick rival fight with Scanny and knee socks.
Yeah.
Yo, that's hype.
I already imagine this. There's gonna be some, the injustice of Batman, his final move where he calls Batmobile and runs it over. Just the pen is talking about with the pink cheese.
Yeah.
Instead.
That's the shit. Or calling Guts for an assist. No, sorry, what's his name? Chuck for an assist. Or you get brief for a second and Kenny pulls out his
shotgun.
His shotgun.
Dude, that would be pretty sick.
But I mean, that's also another franchise where it's the time frame on that's gone.
It has. It's, if there's one we know what's gone, I still think Gurren Lagann. It's just the fan base is still there. The Kill is still there. The fan base is all there, but just panty and knee socks.
Panty stocking.
Panty and stocking. God,
Scanny
and
knee socks and Scanny and stocking.
So, but panty and stocking, I think we've just passed. It wasn't too big in the beginning.
Okay,
stated, but
no, but I feel like panty stockings.
Dude, there's gonna be some Gurren Lagann later on. We're gonna still see some shit come out.
Okay, two things. One, I think panty and stockings. Their fan base is different from the conventional Trigger fan base. Because I know people who still love panty and stocking, but have not even heard of Kill la Kill or Gurren Lagann.
I think panty and stocking is very different fan base.
Second of all, can you imagine, you remember in episode 3 when they do the Saving Private Ryan sequence? The semen?
Yeah.
Can you imagine that as a shmup? Bullet hell sequences where there's just semen flying at you.
Oh my
Semen
God.
Shmup.
Yeah, dude. Okay, you know the best scene where they're fighting in the school and they have the two cars smashing through the school hallways and they're just fighting bullet hell through that shit. Imagine just fighting that and it's some shmup video game of just shooting theirs while you're blocking their bullets.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But I like the idea of Semen Shmup.
Seriously, going down the drain into the shitty high school under the ground.
Oh yeah. And then you can get the Transformers episode, and it just turns into Transformers Devastation. We're making ideas.
Oh man.
All right, so I guess that ends this episode of Active Time Pitch, and ends this episode of
Otaku Bubble Talk Show.
This is Aaron signing off. I keep fucking up my intro.
It's weird because I did the Otaku Bubble Talk Show finally ending.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. So yeah, this is Aaron signing off.
And this is Colin logging out. We'll see you next time.
I guess. Semen Shmups.